We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. Tavi Garcia, Jose Abreu, Melky Cabrera, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Trevor Plouffe, Torrey Hunter, and Paul Molitor's Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set, and it will be the rubber match. We took the opener by a score of 3-2. Jess Margin was just awesome. Chris Sale was good yesterday, but defense let him down, and we lost that ball game 4-3. But the Sox offense on this homestand, not good.
Consistent theme on the homestand is that they're not scoring runs. They're not hitting the baseball near as hard as they would like. And as you can see, it's 2-4 so far because the batting average is .206. Scoring only 14 runs in 6 games is not going to help you very much. Getting only 6.5 hits, not going to help you. 3 times you hit the ball out of the ballpark. And strikeouts, a lot of them, 57. So it's been a tough homestand as far as that's concerned, but it's always good to leave on a tough road trip on a winning note. That's up to Jose Quintana.
Well, Quintana is just unbelievable since he's had a White Sox uniform on, not just this year, going out there time after time again, pitching well and coming up empty.
Unfortunately, this man is below 500 lifetime, and yet you look at his body of work and you say, this is one of the better pitchers around. As you can see, the last 4 starts, all quality starts. All he has to show for it is 1-3, but the ERA 2.18. He could be winning consistently. For one reason or another, he's not. Hopefully today he'll have his good stuff, and there's the matchup. Cal Gibson, who in his last 5 starts is 2-1. He's 2-0 against our Sox. And the last 11 starts for Quintana, well, he's 3-3 against the Twins. His ERA up over 4. He's got his work cut out for him today. There's a couple of pretty good right-hand hitters in there, including Brian Dozier at the top.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. We had some rain this morning, but none in evidence now. It is an overcast day. It says 72 degrees at game time. And the Sox have taken the field. So let's take a look at how Paul Molitor, the Hall of Famer, is lining up his Twins for the game this afternoon. Brian Dozier is leading it off, and it's Shane Robinson in left field. Joe Mauer, after a day off yesterday, back at first base. Trevor Plouffe, Torrey Hunter, who's had a torrid month. Eduardo Escobar, Chris Herman behind the plate, Eddie Rosario in right field, and Aaron Hicks, who's made 2 great catches in this series in center. The defense and how they'll line up behind Jose Quintana. Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and it's nice to see Avisail Garcia back in the lineup in right field. Then it's Connor Gillespie, Alexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Adam LaRoche at first base. Tyler Flowers once again gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jose Quintana. He's 2-4 this year. His ERA 4.13. Neither really shows how well he's pitched. Left-handers hitting a paltry 136 against him. He's kept the ball in the ballpark by and large, only giving up 3 home runs. The umpires for the game this afternoon: Adam Hamari behind the plate. Adrian Johnson is at first. The crew chief Bill Miller is at second, and Doug Eddings is at third. So Minnesota comes in at 24-18. They're 4 games in back of Kansas City. The Royals, by the way, have won 5 straight games. They're 17-6 at home, and that's one of the best records in all of baseball. There you look at Paul Molitor, the first-year skipper of these Twins, and he's got them playing pretty solid baseball at 6 over 500. The Sox, conversely, come in 8 games in back of Kansas City. It has not been the kind of homestand that they wanted. It's 2-4 so far, but this the final game, and then it's off on what figures to be a very, very difficult road trip. So Tyler Flowers throws it down to second base. There's a lot of youngsters in attendance today on this Family Sunday. So it appears that Jose Quintana is ready, and that means we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stoney, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set. It is a rubber match and also the finale of this homestand. Brian Dozier, he is a good fastball hitter, leading it off. And the first pitch of the ball game is a strike, and he didn't get it. Twins come in hitting at .253 as a club. There's a fastball, and this 1-0 Minnesota.
When you look around baseball and you look at leadoff hitters, there are very few that will give you the long ball prowess as well as speed that Brian Dozier gives you. That's his 8th home run. He's now driven in 21, our 4th home run replay. It's a fastball that Quintana tried to get inside, didn't get it there, and just like that, it's actually going to have to come from behind.
So here's Robinson hitting at .273, no homers. He's driven in 8, 1 for 4 in the series, and he has faced Quintana 5 times, has 1 hit. As there's a strike. Adam Hamari behind the plate. First time we've seen him. And the count 0-2. Outfield around to the right. As that's yanked foul. Here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Broken bat. And that's out number one.
Our Menards pitch tracks will show you that this time that cutter got inside. Robinson can't do anything with it. We'll have to get a new bat next time up.
And here's Maurer hitting it .283. 1 homer and 25 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike.
Pretty good numbers career-wise against Jose, but Maurer's got pretty good career numbers against just about everybody.
That breaking ball. That's the souvenir left side. This is the 10th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 9, Minnesota's won 6. Swap was in that 4-game series at Target Field. And that was right out of the blue. Or right out of left field.
That really helped jumpstart this team on what has been a pretty good run.
Well, that pitch had part of the plate, and he didn't call it. Chopper 2 hopper. 2 down. So here's Plouffe. Hitting at .259, 6 homers, 22 knocked in. He's 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs in this series. And he takes first pitch strike. Man was big pop. He hits him where the big boys go.
Probably the greatest advance in his game is the fact that he now plays a very solid third base.
Yes, he does. I mean, he was just at best marginal defensively when he first got here. Now he is one of the better defensive third basemen in the league.
Well, Ron Gardner, when he was a manager here for those many years, this was one of his projects. He helped Plouffe a lot get better. Now the footwork is very good. He's also quick to both sides.
Three and 1 to count. Well, he was, for the most part, when he came here, a stand-up third baseman. I remember talking about it. First time we ever saw him, I said, he's not going to play third base like that.
No, not these days.
Game's too quick at the corners. You better get that fanny down. So it takes the head and the eye level down. So if it, as soon as it leaves that bat, you can see what kind of hop it's going to take. And if it takes a bad one, at least you can come up on it. He gone. The Dozier's 8th home run after half inning of play. It's the Twinkies 1 and the good guys coming to bat.
Melky Cabrera in the 2 spot. Then it's Jose Abreu, Adam LaRoche, Avisail Garcia, Connor Gillespie, Alexi Ramirez, who's always done well against the Twins, with Tyler Flowers and Carlos Sanchez rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Kyle Gibson. It's Robinson, Hicks, and Rosario in the outfield, with Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, and Maurer in the infield. Chris Herman gets a start behind the plate, and 6'6", 220-pound Kyle Gibson on for his 9th start. There you look at the numbers, they're pretty good. He's 2-0 lifetime against our Sox with an ERA in the mid-2s. He's a sinker-slider pitcher with the changeup that's a work in progress.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Adam just turning around. Adam at 236, a homer. He's driven in 4, 2 for 8 in this series.
When Gibson is right, he's going to throw a lot of ground balls. However, sinker ballers early in the game do give up a lot of line drives because that sinker isn't as good as it's going to be.
That ball hit hard right at him. So Robinson makes the catch. And with one out, let's check out our picks to click. DiMaggio, our director and the crew, well, they went with Eaton. Steve's going with Gillespie, and I'm going to my safety valve, my outlet. Jeff Shure, JJ, and all the great folks at Ditka's.
You're just going with Melky because you know eventually those 2 or 3 line drives he hits every game is going to find some place to fall.
Well, he's been wearing it all year long. I mean, he's hit 245. And believe me when I tell you, he's hit the ball well enough to be hitting 290.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the batting average and say, well, he's off to a slow start. Yet realistically, if you've seen the at-bats, he really isn't, because you're not going to hit it any better than he's hit it. Just not finding any place to fall.
In my whole career, I never had a stretch like he's had.
I did. It was the 7 years that I hit the big leagues.
7-year itch, huh?
I didn't hit him all that hard, and I did manage to get to triple digits. I hit 100 on the nose, but it was a hard 100.
That ball hit into left field. 2 now.
Gibson's out of the University of Missouri. He was a former #1 draft pick, 22nd pick overall in 2009. They loved a whole lot about him, and now he really is trying to translate all that potential into performance. Those are the numbers for his career. He's still at the point where he can get a whole lot better, and now that he has a better team behind him, you'd expect that those numbers would start to rise considerably.
So here's Abreu. Had a 17-game hitting streak snapped yesterday.
They do have a shift on where Dozier is on the third base side of second. He's back on the outfield grass, and Maurer is way off the line at first.
Oh, 0-2 the count.
And there you see how they set up. They play him as a dead pull hitter in the infield with Escobar very close to Plouffe. There's hardly any room between the third baseman and shortstop.
And that's up high. So Adam LaRoche on deck. Jose changing his routine a little bit. As that's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Gibson, and he leads it 1-0.
a 19 or 20 game split season ticket plan. You can get that prorated or split season plan beginning the week of June 5th. To purchase, visit WhiteSox.com or call 312-674-1000.
Torrey Hunter, the DH this afternoon, with a homer and 2 RBIs in the series. Hitting at 280, 7 homers and 25 knocked in. So the ageless wonder keeps on going.
Torrey was talking about his future in this game, and he said, look, I have no set in stone I'm going to retire after this year. If the numbers are still decent and I still feel good and he's in great shape, he said there's no reason to not keep on going for a little bit longer. I know they love to have him in Minnesota, especially when you look at what he's done swinging the bat.
And what he does in that clubhouse.
Yeah, he's exceptional at that.
Well, he's got a chance to hit 20 homers and driving close to 100 this year.
And he keeps himself in exceptional shape. Those are the career numbers. They're pretty impressive. And the fact that he's always been a winner, that also helps.
Well, the thing that's just blows my mind is that he's 190 games over 500 in his career. Now that's something to be reckoned with right there. Yes, he did. He gone.
This is a good breaking ball that drops out of the zone. You can use this well when you're ahead. And Torrey recognized at the last minute that it was going to dip out of the zone, but could not check his swing. So that's 4 in a row retired after that leadoff homer by Dozier.
Eduardo Escobar. He had one of the best smiles in the American League, Escobar's. Oh, look at the pick, the peg, the play. Yes! Beautiful. By Carlos Sanchez. Mercy.
Normally you think if a ball goes back up the middle, it's a base hit. This was not normal. Jumps in the air, still gets a whole lot on the throw. And he's able to gun him down easily.
Well, his arm strength this year is, I mean, it's very noticeable how much stronger his arm strength is this year as opposed to last season.
Well, I think what he's gotten in the habit of doing, Hawk, I think second basemen have a habit of throwing down low 3/4, almost sidearm on a lot of throws. Carlos, when he has to, will go over the top, and his arm is very strong if he gets a chance to throw over the top.
Well, last year when he went over the top, it was just at best, probably a little below major league average. But now he's got some arm strength.
Now he's also played a great second base, making some double plays that probably shouldn't have been made, but he did it.
Well, that's the thing about it. You know, when you're not scoring runs, you've got to put the best defense out there you can to keep the other team from scoring. Because it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier when you're not hitting to keep that other team from scoring if you got the right players to do it than you going out and getting a lot of runs. He gone. 3 strikeouts now, 1-2-3 inning, but it is 1-0 Minnesota.
Miller Lite.
Adam LaRoche will lead it off for us. We trail it 1-0. Leadoff hitter Brian Dozier's 8th homer. So here's Adam, 1 for 7 in the series, hitting at .218, 4 homers. He's driven in 16. And want to send out a big happy birthday to Ken Jurgensen, who's 39 and holding today. Wife Audrey sends this with a lot of love. They're down in Newport Richey, Florida, watching, and huge White Sox fans. So happy birthday, Ken. There's a strike. Had the plate, and the count 0-2. Just protecting the plate. Also want to wish great Sox fan Roy Mazda a speedy recovery. His good friends Joe, Phil, and Chuck. And that fastball up high.
One of the things we haven't talked about much is the new pitching coach of these Minnesota Twins, and it's Neil Allen. Came over from the Tampa Bay organization. It was his work with the young Tampa Bay pitchers that gave him the upper hand in getting this job.
1 out.
One of the things that Neil Allen talks about with all of his pitchers, he felt that this staff, as a staff, didn't throw near as many changeups as he would like. In fact, they threw 3,000 less changeups than the Tampa Bay Rays. And Tampa Bay has been noted to bring up good young pitcher after good young pitcher. Neil Allen was a part of that. He teaches a changeup to every one of his pitchers, and so far it's paying dividends because they've overachieved if you look at the preseason prediction.
He's also got, like yesterday, May throwing a good overhand curveball, which Neil had one of the best right-handed curveballs in the league. Had a long talk with Neil before the game. And first of all, he's just such a great guy, always an upper. But, well, for 20-25 years, the changeup was almost non-existent. It had left because of the designer pitches, the splitter and all the others.
Splitter and the cutter.
And now it's coming back and taking its rightful place in the game, which is the second best pitch in baseball. First best pitch in baseball, obviously, we're talking about just the physics of it, is a well-located fastball.
But just about everything you have has got to work off the fastball. There are very few people that pitch consistently backwards. I had to do that because my fastball wasn't too good, so I threw backwards. I established the breaking pitches and then mixed in a fastball. It was a surprise, but most pitchers have to pitch the other way.
Well, you did it the hard way, too. You had a great fastball, hurt your arm, lost it.
And it went bye-bye.
And then resurrected your career.
Well, I mean, you have to make adjustments. If
That's
you don't make adjustments,
way.
you don't make adjustments, you got to go home.
Yeah. 2-2 count to Avi. And he picks it right up. I'm just watching him run now. He's still a little gimpy on that right knee. But meanwhile, you can cancel a post-game show.
Nice to see him back in the lineup, and he's getting tremendous coverage. This slider is just about as good as you can get. And you can see him hobbling just a touch. He's not going to be taking too many extra bases. It still pains him somewhat. But after a couple days out of the lineup, you can bet he said, look, I got to get back in there. I feel real good swinging the bat. So
No. After a couple of days of Herm Schneider, he said, I got to get back. No, I get out of here.
Well, that could happen, too. Hermie does not make for a comfortable visit.
No, Hermie is not a comfortable 0 for 4.
No, but he does get you back out there, which at the end of the day is the job of this entire staff of trainers, strength coaches. Sox are as good as it gets in that department.
Yes, for sure. Gillespie, 0 for 6 in the series. Jacks it up and takes that in off the plate. And the count 1-1. Count goes Connor's way. Chase is a bad one.
Sinker ball always has a great advantage in that because he's going to throw a lot of ground balls and will throw more as the game moves along. He's more likely to get out of situations with a double play. And you can always take a look at the ground ball to fly ball ratio, especially in the middle innings and later innings, and you'll see him get a few of those.
And there's a base hit. So with one out, we got something going. 2 on.
This ball is out over the plate. Herman wants it inside. And Gibson doesn't get it there. Costs him a base hit and a runner in scoring position.
So here's Alexei. 257, a couple homers, 19 knocked in. Fouls that one away.
Alexei's had a good run against Kyle Gibson.
All right. Count evens at 1. Javi at second. Connor at first. No.
That slider was way outside off the plate. Alexei identified it as a fastball, went to get it, and it just kept on moving outside.
Flowers on deck. Two and two.
Herman does a pretty good job here of making sure that ball doesn't get away. You don't necessarily try to catch those. You try to knock them down and keep them in front of you.
Foul tipped, hung on to by Chris. And that's out number 2, so it's up to Tyler.
It looks like a straight change, and it just dives inside. So at 85 miles an hour, that was a pretty good pitch.
Tyler, 1 for 4 in the series, hitting at 209, a couple of homers. He's driven in 9.
checking the arms in the outfield, Robinson's arm is decent in left field. Not great, but he's accurate. But Hicks and Rosario have very good arms in center and right. And with the sore knee,
got a gun.
Yeah, with the sore knee, it's going to be a little difficult unless the ball is hit in the gap.
Had no chance on a semi-line drive or a line drive. They're going to stay out there. Ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it's again out there. Two on, two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Checks it up. He did not go.
But that same pitch that he used on Ramirez, on Tyler Flowers, but he would not be enticed into swinging at it.
No, just a shade more inside.
So now the advantage will be that Avi will get a chance on his running start. It decreases the chances on a base hit of getting thrown out at the plate.
Here's where Dozier can negate just a little bit of that. Yeah, he backs up, so Avi can get the good lead. So he strikes out the side, sandwiched in between 2 singles. The go to the third is still 1-0.
Comes up and tells us something awfully good about a worthwhile endeavor, And today it's going to be about Fisher House, and tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's called Hero Miles. Any fan, all of us, can give a portion of our frequent flyer miles, Steve, to it's called Hero Miles, run by Fisher House, and it provides free airline tickets to military families going to meet their son or daughter in a military hospital. And there's 64 Fisher houses all over the country and some in Germany that provide homes away from home for these military families. And here we are the day before Memorial Day. If any fans want to help, it's fisherhouse.org, Hero Miles. You don't have to give all your frequent flyer miles. You can give a portion of them, and I've done that over the years, and it's a great way to help military families and service members.
You've been doing this for a while, and it's worked out exceptionally well. And just exactly when did you start, and originally why did you start it?
Well, I think everybody knew in the events in Afghanistan and then Iraq, we have to help these men and women who answer the call to duty. They volunteer to serve our country, and some who are injured are in a military hospital, not for a few days, but for months at a time. Having family members come next to their bedside to help them recover is real important.
And all of you out there have a couple of miles here and there that you can certainly donate to this. And once again, Governor, tell us, if you do have miles, you want to donate a portion of them, how do you go about it?
Yeah, the name of the program is Hero Miles, and it's run by Fisher House. It's fisherhouse.org. The Fisher Houses are at military hospitals all over the country. They're places where military families can come without charge and stay, but in order to get there, they need an airplane ticket,
Well, there are very few bigger Sox fans than Governor Quinn, so we...
Once a Sox fan, always a Sox fan.
We want to turn this thing around, and next time we see you, things will be a whole lot better.
Well, let's get on a 10-game winning streak.
Thanks for stopping out.
Same here.
So Brian Dozier stepping in, and those of you who've been watching realize that he's the difference in the ball game. Hit a leadoff home run, his 8th of the year, his 21st driven in, as Jose tried to get a fastball in on his hands and couldn't quite get it there. Pops this one straight back right over our heads up here. We'll take another look at it, and Dozier, who is probably as good a leadoff hitter in every category as you'll see, makes a difference. Quickly, 2 up, 2 down, as that home run, the only hit and the only base runner the Twins have had. That one hit awfully hard to left field, but plenty of room. And Melky puts it away. So 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 game, and the Twins lead. Fielder Aaron Hicks. He made 2 spectacular catches. And this one was highway robbery off Adam Eaton. That could have turned the ball game around, but Hicks, who was an outstanding center fielder, trying to get more consistency with the bat, has shown that as a defender, he fits right in with some of the better center fielders around.
Carlos Sanchez will lead it off. Late call by Adam Hamari, home plate umpire. As I mentioned, first time we have had him. Watch out. Little chin music.
Not necessarily a bad idea after you've thrown strike one. You don't mind pushing a guy back off the plate just to let him know that you're thinking about him. Used to be called make him move his feet. These days, it's just one that got away.
Yeah, these dadgum pitchers, they won't admit to anything.
No, well, everything's an accident. Including Will Smith from Milwaukee. I don't know how that sticky stuff accidentally got on him.
Happened to somebody else yesterday as well.
Yep. And it's sad. I mean, you brush against some pine car, one of your teammates bats, and all of a sudden they're accusing
Will you stop it?
They're accusing you of actually doctoring up the baseball.
Jeez.
You know, they talk about a foreign substance, and Gaylord Perry, who readily admitted he threw a spitter, said he never used a foreign substance. It was made right here in the good old U.S. of A.
That's just like Australian Dream Cream, which is really good, by the way. Made in Kentucky.
There you go. You can call it anything you want.
Yeah, but it works. That's off the arm. Looked like it was off the forearm, so that's a base hit.
Adam hit the ball very hard the first time up. And this time, looked like it got him not on the heel of the glove. Looked like it actually got some of the wrist as it bounds away. There's no chance to get Adam at first base. So he represents a tying run.
And here's Melky. Out of play.
Somewhat surprisingly, Hicks is playing Melky a couple of steps to pull. Usually they play him as an off-field hitter.
Rack him up. And that'll retire the side. We're into the fourth, trailing 1-0.
this special day, all fathers and their daughters are invited to enjoy a day at the ballpark. They'll also be able to participate in a pregame parade. To purchase specially priced tickets, visit whitesox.com/dad.
Shane Robinson will lead it off for the Twinkies. Pops that one softly into right field. So he's going to give it a go. And he will get there. That's his kind of game.
And a good aggressive game in that he knows that Avi, even with a very strong arm, is going away from the throw. He also knows, and I'm sure the Twins know, that he missed a couple of games with a tender knee. He's not going to be able to maybe plant quite as quickly. And Robinson's thinking 2 out of the box. And he's going to put the pressure on. It's a very good throw, just a touch late.
So here's Mauer. He grounded out to second. He would take that in this at bat. First pitch strike. And if you missed yesterday's game, you couldn't make it or couldn't get a ticket because it was standing room only. It was an absolute splendid day. It was Paul Konerko getting his number 14 retired. Greg Walker, Mike Gellinger, 2 dear friends of his. Jim Thome was here. And another guy it was great to see, Ozzie Guillen. Ozaroo. Looks great, and he will be managing somewhere. As we talked the other day, of all the guys that are out there who are not managing a major league club who should be, he's number 1 on the list.
I think Ozzie will get another opportunity. Not sure where or when. He's still being paid by the Miami Marlins.
For a long time.
Yep, they're going to give him a few bucks.
Well, Paulie put it really, he framed it nicely as well. This is a professional. It's not an amateur team. It's professional baseball. And when you've won a world championship, you've done something.
There's not too many guys out there that want to manage again that have won a World Series.
No.
Not too many.
That's the reason he's number 1 on the list. And that's right at him. And it's misjudged. That ball knuckled on him. So that's going to score Robinson. And Mauer, looked like that ball was dancing on him. And it's 2-0.
Now we'll have to see if that is a base hit or E8. He comes in. Somehow he gives him a single E8. I'm not exactly sure how you can do that.
I don't think you can do that.
You can either give him an E8 or you can give him a double. And Bob will probably want to revisit that call.
Well, it's what it's going to be. It's going to be either the error or the double. Exactly. Meanwhile, most important thing is they got another run.
No base hit. Bob has revisited it. It goes E8. But a run is a run, and a possible other one. Could very well be that at the last instant he took his eyes off it, but
I think the ball knuckled on him.
Yeah, the ball looked like it took a dip.
From up here, it just darted. And if it did, a lot of guys are going to miss that one. In fact, I was just getting ready to say that's not a good at bat for Mauer.
No,
it turned out to be.
I was going to say he didn't try to pull the ball.
No. Blue struck out swinging on a 3-2 fastball. that doesn't bother me right there. That ball's knuckling on you. It's going to get a lot of them. Nothing you can do. Two balls and a strike. And that is just foul. Just foul.
Although you go up there with the idea that you might want to hit the ball to the right side to move along, in this case, Mauer. That ball was low and in, and there was nothing Plouffe could do. He almost took it down the line for a two-base hit.
Well, when you get two strikes on you, first objective is make contact. Next objective would be, if you can, move it to the right side. And that'll get it done. They're going to hold Mauer at third. Get it back in.
He's going to bring Don Cooper out to talk with Quintana. Is that ball just to the left of Ramirez? He can't get to it. It shoots through the infield. And Mauer thought about trying to score and then thought again. So Don Cooper, who missed a couple of days, is back. He attended a graduation, and now he's trying to settle down. He's a left-hander. Runners at the corner, still nobody out. Adam Hamari goes out there to break things up.
Torrey struck out on a slider down and in. Takes first pitch strike. Very quickly, the count 0-2. Nobody out, one in, runners at the corners. One thing we were talking about in the opening was the offense on this homestand has not been good. Well, I'll tell you what's been worse has been the defense. Not
Indeed.
that play on Adam Eaton right there, but I'm talking about in that Cleveland series. We gave them 2 runs in the second game. We gave them 2 runs in the third game. We gave them 1 run in the fourth game, and we got beat by 1 run all 3 of those games. And we gave them yesterday. We gave them a couple of runs. So the defense has been bad. No. That's a double play ball.
Well, it's an easy double play ball if you know where your shortstop is lined up. And unfortunately, it goes as a base hit. This is a very easy, either a 6-3 or a 6-4-3. But there's still nobody out as that ball caroms off the glove.
Yeah, when you're not scoring runs, when you're not hitting, you got to keep the other team from scoring. You do that by defense, which is pitching is the first line of defense. Got to catch the ball. So here's Escobar. He was robbed of a base hit on a stellar play by Sanchez.
He does have a sacrifices here. We'll see if Paul Molitor would like him to attempt number 2.
Breaking ball strike.
One thing you can pretty much take to the bank with Eduardo is that he's not going to draw many walks. Only 3 in 111 at bats.
That's yanked foul. And if you miss that play back in the second inning, that's this play by Sanchez. That was absolutely special. That ball into right field. Avi, he's there. Both runners are going to tag. And both runners are going to advance. That's just smart base running by Torrey when he's going that hard to his left.
Well, he also knows, again, he knows exactly why he sat out 2 games. And if you have any little difficulty, you're not going to be able to pull up as quickly. And he took advantage of that. It's a good relay throw, but they couldn't get it to second in time. And that is a heads-up piece of base running that takes them out of a double play situation.
So here's Herman. He struck out his first trip. Torrey's going to try that anyway, even if Ivy has not set out any games. He is a very, very aggressive base runner. Always has been. That just made it easier. Infield in. There's a strike in count 1 and 2. Houston scored 3 runs in the top of the first.
That's an extravaganza there.
Tigers came right back with 5 in the bottom of the first. They added 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. They were leading Houston 7-3. Houston scored 4 in the sixth. But we got our own problems.
That one almost got away, but Tyler Flowers was able to save a run. Good quick movement to his left.
Two pitch.
First pitch strikes, that's been good. 13 of 16. Hasn't walked anybody. And the total percentage of strikes, 69% to this point. That's our command track pitch totals.
Oh, boy. Had to load him up. Got ahead and lost him. So here's Rosario. Michael Wacha for the Cardinals. Leading Kansas City 2-0.
He's trying to go 7-0. Not bad coming back from an injury.
Breaking ball strike.
Time now for AT&T Uverse Multiview. We'll show you the bases full of Twins, as they've already pushed across 2, looking for more.
And that's back to the middle on a rolling breaking ball. And it's 5-0. And the beat goes on.
We saw Rosario in the first game of the series. He was playing left field. Today he's playing right field, and he's getting an opportunity to play a whole lot more lately. And with this lefty-lefty matchup, it's all negated with a breaking ball that stays up in the zone. So for Rosario, he's now driven in 8 runs, and it's a 5-0 game.
There's still 1 out, 2 on. So here's the switch hitting center fielder, Hicks. Struck out his first trip. Yeah, when you catch a bad break like that line drive to Adam, it knuckled on him. And the way you have been playing defense, it just puts a pall on everything. Everything, it just absolutely is magnified.
And there's Scott Carroll loosening up. Last time we saw him, it was in relief of Johnny Danks, and he went 2 2/3 scoreless.
Five 5-0 for them. 0-3-1 for us. That breaking ball just served out there into right field. So 2 down.
Talking with a lot of folks around the Twins, they certainly point to Torrey Hunter as a guy coming back to his original team who is a leader. But a couple of guys who have been here who are slowly assuming that role also, and you don't have to have necessarily one leader, you can have a few. Brian Dozier is one of them. And Trevor Plouffe is another one of them.
That's yank foul.
And a manager can only do so much as far as communicating with his players on what not to do. Because if a manager gets involved, then it becomes a fairly big deal. But if a couple of his players, a couple of his veteran players will go over and talk to some of the younger kids about how not to play certain things or what to do in this situation, it's a lot easier to resolve.
Popped up right side. Roche giving chase to no avail. 0-2.
Dozier is the reason why Rosario is an outfielder, because he couldn't find a position, and eventually they settled on second base for Brian Dozier, and he's gotten better and better in that role. Rosario was a guy that appeared to be ticketed for second. When Dozier started to take over, they worked Rosario out in the outfield, and now that's where he gets his playing time.
1-2 the count. Ninth hitter to come to the plate here in the top of the fourth inning.
After having a very economical 8-pitch third, it's going to be at least a 33-pitch fourth.
You got it. Meanwhile, 9 men go to the plate. 4 big runs across the plate, and we trail it by 5. Where our Sox will battle Jose Bautista and the Jays starting at 6 right here on Comcast Sports Net. Abreu, LaRoche, Garcia. Cal Gibson got a little breathing room right here. He's got a 5-run lead. Jose, the DH this afternoon, grounded out to short.
One of the reasons why Gibson has been winning baseball games of late is that his OPS against and runners in scoring position is 182 over the last month. And the on-base percentage is way down there. So if he's not giving up base hits with runners in scoring position, and a lot of it is because of that sinker, which has gotten better and better, you're going to win your share of games. The surprising thing is that the Sox have really never been able to do anything with him. And as you can see, the last time out, 4 hits, no runs, just the 1 walk on 4 strikeouts. And this is reminiscent of a lot of the Twins pitching staffs of old. They weren't overpowering, they were just strike throwers. They got ahead, they made you hit the ball, you had to hit them to beat them. They weren't going to beat themselves, and they're slowly easing into that again.
That ball hit deep into right field. Stretch! Back at the fence, looks up, you can put it on the board! Yes! We get on the board. And it's a 5-1 game.
Home run number 7. Run batted in number 23, an opposite field shot. That ball wasn't a strike. That pitch off the plate outside. Jose looking for it. It's a slider on our Ford home run replay. And that's not a bad pitcher's pitch. It's just a great hitter hitting.
Here's Adam. He struck out on a breaking ball. That changeup is grounded down to Maurer, so 1 out.
You remember those Twin teams of old when they played in the Dome, and year after year they put more than competitive teams on the field. They were dominating the division. What was it about those teams, and now with the new ballpark, the teams they have to employ now, what's going to be the biggest difference?
Well, those teams you're talking about were the best defensive teams in the American League.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
When they had Minkiewicz at first, and they had Corey Koski at third, and Christian Guzman, and then they had Torrey Hunter in the outfield anchoring it out there. They caught everything. They caught everything. And when you catch the baseball, you're going to be competitive. And you mentioned about their pitching staff. And during that time, they didn't have one guy who was overpowered. Not one. They all threw strikes. They all were 0-1 pitchers.
It's like, well,
it was baseball 101.
It's like they came out of the same mold. I mean, they wanted pitchers that didn't walk anybody, and if you got there and you were terribly wild, you just couldn't pitch for them.
Well, as I said, though, it's like Kansas City right now. Kansas City, if you look at their infield and now check it out in the outfield, they'll catch the ball better than anybody in this division. They did it last year. That's the reason they got where they were within 1 out of winning the World Series.
You can pretty much talk about anybody in baseball when you talk about the defense they throw out there on a daily basis.
That's exactly right. I mean, when you catch the ball like that, you're going to be competitive. When you catch the ball like that, you're going to be there in September.
Kansas City team has won 5 games in a row coming into game action today. They trail St. Louis. Waka throwing the ball exceptionally well as he's done all year long.
Well, one reason Minnesota's playing well this year, they're catching everything. Well, they're soft and short, okay? Danny Santana's had a tough go at it at the shortstop. But outside of that, Maurer's good at first. Dozier's good at second. Plouffe is outstanding at third. The outfield, Hicks catches everything. Now they got Rosario out there who's got a gun who's going to keep guys from going from first to third. And they can put it to somebody in left field who's going to catch it.
Robinson can't catch it.
You don't have to bang a lot of runs when you keep the other team from scoring. That Oakland team that won 5 consecutive divisional titles and 3 consecutive world championships. They caught everything. That's when Reggie was a good outfielder. When he first came up, Reggie, until he got to New York, he was a good outfielder.
A lot of people always looked at those teams because they had Reggie, they had Joe Rudy, they had Gene Tennis, they had Sal Bando. Everybody said, well, this team, this is a team that can really score some runs. But they beat you with pitching and defense.
That's it. They beat you pitching.
They scored just enough runs. It was the complete opposite of the Big Red Machine, the next incarnation of championship teams out of Cincinnati in the mid-'70s. They were a team that could murder you offensively.
They never won 5 consecutive divisional titles and 3 consecutive world championships as Connor strikes out. Meanwhile, we get a run on Reyes homers, 5-1. Bad guy. Robinson, Mauer, and Plouffe. First pitch strike. Robinson started off that 4-run fourth with it. Just poked the ball out there into right field for a double. Wasn't hit hard. It's hit soft, as a matter of fact. No, but this has gotten to a point now. The teams aren't beating us. We're beating ourselves. It's like we really didn't beat Oakland. They beat themselves. Two and two the count. It's almost the same way you hit that double. And they just did get it. Here's Mauer. Mauer 0 for 2. He reached on an error last inning and came around to score. Here's what he did last inning.
Looks like Adams going to make this play, but ball just dips under the glove.
Well, you stayed it perfectly. The ball dipped underneath his glove, so that's not that's into left field. Melky, he's there. No, you just forget about that one, yet it did go on and helped him score 4 runs.
There's no doubt.
But the point being is that in that Cleveland series, we won the first game 2-1, and in the next 3 we gave them 5 runs. And last night we gave the Twins 2 runs.
And everything obviously magnified because all the games are close. The offense,
1-run games.
Yeah, the offense has just not been in high gear, and if you're not scoring a whole lot of runs and you do make a defensive mistake or 2 or a base running mistake, it's going to come back to haunt you.
Well, Bobby Doerr, Hall of Fame second baseman, great baseball man. He was my hitting coach when I was with the Red Sox. It was great to talk to him about baseball, and he said something that was very profound. And I never even realized it because I thought just the opposite until he told me. He said most team slumps are not caused by lack of offense. They're caused by lack of defense. And that certainly has been the case with us. High in the right field. So that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. He needed that very badly. Meanwhile, we're halfway home. We trail it by 4. We appreciate you very much.
We appreciate the fact that you are live at least 20-25% of the time.
Here's Alexei. Alexei struck out his first trip. And that home run by Abreu leading off last inning. And I've got to tell you that I did not find out until yesterday that our buddy Alex Snellius, who's been on board for so many years, is on board again. And of course, that home run means a big contribution to White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula. Can't get it. Alex has donated over $300,000 over the years to White Sox charities.
Well, now that is indeed the case, it would behoove this ball club to hit the ball out of the park a little more often.
Yeah.
That's been one of the surprising things so far, is the fact that that was just the 27th home run hit. And that trails the league, and that's very surprising.
That trails Minnesota.
Yes.
They've got 33.
Yep. Coming into action today, Houston was the league leader, 62 home runs.
10 more than twice of ours.
I would assume they'd have a few more today.
That's fouled away, and we'd like to welcome all of our viewers watching in Indiana on Xfinity, in Northwest Indiana, South Bend, Fort Wayne, and Lafayette. And all those places got my money. Three and two the count. Ball four base hit, Lexi. And that's foul. How about San Francisco with that start they got off to?
It's pretty amazing that year after year they find themselves still in the middle of the race with the money and the trades and the deals and the acquisitions that the Dodgers made.
And Hunter Pence coming back. He's played in 8 games. There's a chopper two hopper. Hunter has played 8 games and has driven in 7 runs.
They went head to head and swept the Dodgers, and that propelled them back in the race.
They had a horrible spring, horrible start.
Now find themselves 6 over, 25 and 19.
So here's Tyler. He struck out his first trip. Kyle Gibson, 6 strikeouts. Dozier's got him.
Sox fans, June 7th is Strikeout Stroke Day at U.S. Cellular Field. Join the White Sox in their effort to raise awareness of stroke warning signs and the importance of acting fast, F-A-S-T. That'll give you all the warning signs of a stroke. Purchase your tickets by visiting whitesox.com/strikeoutstroke.
Here's Carlos. He struck out his first trip.
Been Gibson's tendency as the game moves along and he gets later into it. He starts using more breaking balls and more changeups. He tries to establish that sinker in the early portions of the game, and once having seen that, then he uses his other stuff.
2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland leading Cincinnati 4-1. That game in the bottom of the 7th at Progressive Field. Houston has taken a 9-7 lead over the Tigers after trailing 7-3. He's off his foot. Let's see how many home runs Houston has. Gaddis his 9th. Tucker his 2nd. For baseball fans out there, this MLB app is just awesome. You can watch any game you want to watch. You can watch any broadcast that you want to hear. You can watch any game that has been played this year. There's a 2-hopper. And a 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 6 in a row, and he leads it 5-1.
Summer sweepstakes details. Grand prize winner will throw out the first pitch at Mullet Night on Friday, June 19th, plus White Sox tickets and a pregame patio party. Purchase your tickets by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
Torrey Hunter leading off the top of the 6th inning. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. They got a break there, and the count evens at 1. Gap out there in left center. Torrey Jr. down at South Bend. He's on both the football and baseball rosters. There's a rolling breaking ball, thank goodness. He went out and around it.
Torrey Hunter can still turn on a fastball. However, at this stage of his career, he's hitting much better against breaking pitches. the last month, 417 on curves and sliders. So if you make a mistake with a breaking ball, he can punish you.
And as always, he just busted down that line. What's he been in this league now? 16 years? This is his 17th year. I've watched him play, 10 with Minnesota, 5 with the Angels, 2 with the Tigers. Never seen that man dog it one time.
No, nor will you ever, as long as he's wearing that uniform.
That's the only way you can create respect. By example. The mouth lies, the eyes don't.
Well, it helps if you're a good player. It's much better if you're a great player. But the young kids are going to be looking at you to take a lead as to how they're supposed to play the game on a daily basis. And that's one of the reasons why he hustles, and the fact that he did it as a young player and somebody went to him and told him how to do it. Because he came up with an organization that would not tolerate anything less.
Two down. Second time that Sanchez has got Escobar. First time was a sensational play. So here's Herman. He threw a big walk back in that 4-run fourth. Because they had him 1 and 2, lost him. And that created a bases loaded situation. Nice one-handed grab down there by one of the fans.
Chris Herman's a catcher who can also, if need be, and often does, play the outfield. You don't usually find that much versatility in a guy that will go behind the plate and give you a pretty good job as a catcher.
Well, today, more and more teams are looking for versatile guys because of the 11 and 12-man pitching staffs.
Minnesota had a 13-man staff.
Yeah.
And that
couple teams have.
That really limits the moves of the manager.
Well, that's because of the bullpen and the starters. Starters aren't going to go.
This one getting a good piece of the mask of Tyler Flowers.
That was in and out of one of the super suites. Fan caught it coming back. High pop up. Carlos waving off Bobby. All right, that is a 1-2-3 inning. Retired the last 7 he's seen.
delicious food and beverage options for you to enjoy. Purchase a First Merit Bank Stadium Club membership by calling 312-674-1000.
Our half of the 6th inning, it'll be the top of the order. Eaton, Cabrera, and Abreu. Adam has lined hard to left field and has an infield single.
Looks like he was shortening as if to bunt. That brought Plouffe charging in at third base, but he pulled it back and took a strike.
One out.
That one you were hoping would get deflected by Gibson, but he missed it. And Dozier made a good play.
Yeah, well, the one that Quintana deflected off Torrey Hunter, that was the big play.
Yeah,
big play in that 4-run fourth. That was a perfect double play ball. And Torrey beats it out after the deflection for an infield RBI single, and they went on and scored 2 more. Nelke 0 for 2. Oh for 3. And here's our lone run stepping into the batter's box. Here's what he did last time. The ball was outside the zone, slider going away, and he just muscled it out of here for his 7th home run. They got a shift on. And he takes that fastball inside. 30,180. He just ate him up right there. Broke his bat and throws him out. So that is 9 in a row retired by Kyle Gibson.
They might have found some with Mike Bolsinger. He beat the Padres 2-0, going 8 innings, giving up 1 lone hit with no walks and 8 strikeouts. And this season, 3-0 with an ERA below 1 in 4 starts. And so everybody talks about the Dodgers having to make a deal to get a pitcher. Cole Hamels keeps being brought up. In the meantime, Bolsinger is throwing the ball great.
Meanwhile, they're 10 games over.
A pretty good team. And they're playing in a division that is not overwhelming. In fact, I'm not sure there is an overwhelming division in the National League. And you see the same thing I see. There's no better division in baseball than the one we happen to reside in.
There's no question about it. This is the toughest division in baseball. Rosario. The 0-2 pitch. Can't get that man. Good effort. Base hit.
2 for 3 now for Rosario.
He's 2 for 2 in stolen bases.
And he can get down that line. A big effort. But Carlos cannot get it there near in time. There are a few runners you might have had a shot at. But Rosario is not one of them.
Paulie was gone.
A few guys, yeah, that would have been.
Gus Trandos was gone. Hicks has struck out and gone out to right.
For the second time, Scott Carroll is starting to throw.
Tacks it up. Pretty good lead.
That's pitch number 100. Jose gave up the leadoff homer to Dozier and then threw very well into the 4th inning for having some problems. 4 runs on 4 hits.
It's into right field for a base hit. Good read by Rosario. So a couple of soft singles got us in problems again.
Toyota pitch tracks, and that's a fastball down. That's likely to be the last pitch that Jose is going to throw today. Runners at the corners, nobody out, as the Twins looking for more to add to their 4-run lead. And that is going to be it for Quintana. So Scott Carroll is going to come into this game. We're going to step out and be back after these messages. Plate Club or Magellan Scout Seats. These two premium seating areas are the best way to entertain your most important clients, employees, friends, or family. For more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com/premium seating. So our Honda call to the pen is Scott Carroll. Last time we saw him, he was going 2 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball. He's on for the 7th time. His record 1-1, his ERA a fine 2.35. And he inherits some problems. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
And a tough customer at the plate. Brian Dozier led off the ball game with his 8th home run. He's 1 for 3.
This Minnesota team is not the most aggressive on the base paths. They will run, although they won't run often. They've only swiped 16 bases. They've been caught 11 times.
Can't get it. All in all, a good performance by Quintana. 2 plays are made.
2 plays are made. He throws okay.
Yeah. And one of them is his own doing. Outfield straight up. Yeah, if those 2 plays are made, it's a 2-1 ball game. Infield in. And it's a 3-run homer.
Second home run of the day. 4 driven in. 9th home run of the year, and Brian Dozier is slowly cementing his place among the elite leadoff hitters in all of baseball. A third home run replay. That's a fastball that tails over the inner portion and gone.
Here's Robinson. Eight and 0 for them, 1-4-1 for us. And that is sending some of our 30,000 plus to the exits. Nice play. That ball took a funny hop on it. So 1 out.
You can close the book on Quintana. He went 6+. Give up 7 runs on 7 hits. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
Lauer 0 for 3.
Six of those 7 runs were earned.
But again, that's where numbers in baseball can be misleading. That base hit by Torrey off his glove was a perfect double play ball. If that's the case, he only gives up 1 run that inning.
Well, that's a reflex that all pitchers have. Something you really have to break yourself out if you know where your infielders are.
Well, you've got to know where your infielders are, and you've got to make sure that you let that ball go. Two down.
Joe hit that one awfully hard, but was slicing back into Alexei, and you could hear the pop in his glove. He's going to probably need a sponge here, because that thing was hit like a rocket.
Plouffe.
Sound up. You hear the crack of the bat and then the crack of the glove.
Plouffe 1 for 3. And that's foul. That ball hit hard in the right center field. Nobody's going to get that one. It's off the wall. So he'll pull up with a double. That's his 8th two-bagger.
This ball hit awfully hard. It's a slider that stays around the middle of the plate too much. Taken up off the wall.
When he first hit it, I thought it was gone.
He's strong. He is a strong man.
Here's Torrey. He's 1 for 3 with that base hit off the glove of Quintana, and that knocked in a run, and he eventually scored. Just off the inside corner. 2 out, 2-0 the count. 3 in. He scored 4 in the 4th, 3 here so far in the 7th. Our lone tally, if you're just tuning in, came in the 4th inning on that homer by Abreu. That's the second walk issued by our pitchers. Gibson has walked no one and has 6 strikeouts.
And the bullpen is going to start to work. That's why Tyler Flowers is out there. Not necessarily to settle down Scott Carroll, but to allow a few more warm-up pitches in the pen.
Eduardo 0 for 3 and was robbed of a base hit. Beautiful play by Sanchez at second, behind second base.
Dan Jennings loosening up in the pen.
One and one to count.
That one caught in the on-deck circle by Chris Herman.
Why not? He's a catcher.
It's true. And then he makes a friend by tossing it into the crowd.
The 1-2 pitch. After the game, Sox will board the charter and head on up to Canada. There is a fair ball. LaRoche will take it himself, but 3-run homer, second of the game by Brian Dozier. They score 3, seventh inning stretch. They lead it by 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, at Major League ballparks across America each Sunday, the singing of God Bless America is performed in support of our country and our men and women stationed overseas. Please welcome Gerald Chaney for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Roche, Garcia, and Gillespie. Takes first pitch strike. Cal Gibson.
Get a pretty good idea why he was drafted in the first round. 22nd pick overall in 2009. Especially now that he's learned to harness his slider, which he can break bigger, almost like a curveball, and use the occasional straight change. That was a good idea. However, you've got to stick around and make contact. With an effort to make their bunters better, the Twins have one of the best bunters managing their team. One of the best right-handed bunters in his era was Paul Molitor. And they bring in Rod Carew, who can show pretty much anybody how to bunt because he was one of the best bunters around, even though he's one of the best hitters around.
Got him. Good pitch. And that's out number 1. 7 strikeouts now for Gibson.
There it is. Couldn't pull the trigger, and it's right down the middle. J.B. Shuck is going to get his first AB, and Avi got a base hit while he was in there, but quite obviously he was hobbling a bit on that sore knee. What will be difficult is going to the artificial surface in Toronto and getting our first look at the Blue Jays, how available Avi is going to be.
And the count 0-2.
That one hurt. Looks like it was right off the instep. You want to do anything but that. Now, top of the right toe. You see JB's thoughts about that. He fires the bat away. That'll help the on-base percentage.
Here's Gillespie. He's 1 for 2. Takes ball 1. Well, when you talk about Molitor, you talk about a Hall of Famer. 234 home runs, 1,300 RBIs, 306 lifetime hitter, 504 stolen bases. Mauer makes the play. 2 down.
When Paul Molitor hit back-to-back with Robin Yount in that Milwaukee Brewer lineup, that was one of the toughest twosomes at the top of anybody in baseball. 2 Hall of Famers hitting 1 and 2. And having faced them a number of times, they were very difficult to deal with.
Here's Alexei. You know, as I said yesterday during that ceremony, very seldom you'll ever see 3 of the best fastball hitters to ever play the game in one place at one time. You had Tommy, Molitor, and Paulie. Somebody said after the game, said, you forgot Harold. Well, Harold Payne's a great hitter. He was a better breaking ball hitter, really, than a couple of those guys. But they were better fastball hitters. Harold was a great clutch hitter. 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. You can count on him. Right side, Dozier. And that'll do it. So we go quietly. Debbie Shuck wouldn't tell you that, but we're into the 8th.
Content all year long, including news and video updates, ticket offers, breaking alerts, and more. Visit whitesox.com/blacklist to register today. And J.B. Shuck stays in the game to play right field. And we've got a new man on the mound, and it's Dan Jennings, the third Sox pitcher of the day. For the 17th time, he's 0-1. His ERA a touch below 7.5. So it was Quintana for 6+, gave up 7 runs, 6 of them earned on 7 hits. Scott Carroll came in, gave up a run on 2 hits with a walk. And now Jennings.
Chris Herman, the catcher, he is 0 for 2. A strikeout, a walk, and a pop-up to second. We outside. Checking some other scores. Atlanta leading Milwaukee 2-1. That game in the 9th. And that's going to go foul. Bottom of the 9th in Detroit. Houston leading the Tigers 10-7. Cleveland beat Cincinnati 5-2.
Trevor Bauer throwing another gem. But he's 4-1 this year. His ERA just over 3, and we saw just how effective the top 4 in that rotation can be. Although one of the guys throwing against us was Sean Markham, who threw a terrific game. You wouldn't consider him with the kind of stuff as the big 4 in their rotation.
Two and 1 to count. Oakland beat Tampa Bay 7-2 down in St. Pete. There's a good breaking ball strike. Boston over the Angels 6-1. Carmine's 21-23. That was at Fenway. And that is the final. Atlanta beats Milwaukee 2-1. Pittsburgh beat the Mets 9-1 at PNC. Washington at home against Philadelphia 4-1 Nasty Nets. Gio Gonzalez 4-2.
We're going to see Pittsburgh later this year, and we have to hope that that team doesn't rediscover how good they can be. Because right now they're treading water. But they've got some talent.
And once again, the 2-2 pitch. Jammed himself. Shoves it into short left. Pop up for Alexei. 1 out. Bryce Harper 2 for 3 in that game with a couple of RBIs. Bryce hitting at .333. Denard Span, one of our nemesis, when he was in that Minnesota uniform, hitting at .316. Zimmerman with an RBI. That's into left field. And 2 down. Zimmerman's got 32 RBIs.
The only thing he's ever been able to stop Zimmerman was his body. He's gotten hurt a lot, and after the shift from third base to first base, he's staying together a whole lot more. Got to the point where he could hardly throw the ball, but as a hitter, he's really tough.
And Harper's got 41 RBIs.
Harper's just one of the best in baseball, and he's finally showing it because he is entirely healthy.
And he's getting better. He's just 22 years old.
Pretty remarkable, but when you're the top pick in the country, doesn't necessarily guarantee success, but it means you got a tremendous amount of talent.
Mike Trout hitting at .302, 11 homers and 24 knocked in. Hicks. Aaron 1 for 3 with a run scored. In that game, Mike Napoli 6-1 over the Angels, drove in 4 runs, hit his 8th homer. Lexi. Nice inning for Dan. 1, 2, 3. And we still traded at 8-1. Sanchez, and back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. Tyler 0 for 2 today. Takes first pitch strike. You know, to show you how young Bryce Harper is, he's 8 months younger than the Cubs' Chris Bryant.
He seemingly is ready to draw his pension. He's been around a long time.
The 0-2 pitch. 1 out. Eight strikeouts now for Gibson, and here is Sanchez, who's 0 for 2.
Gibson has averaged just a tick over 6 innings per start. This is his 9th start. He has yet to complete a game. But very little pressure put on the young man as he's made good pitch after good pitch. He's gotten everything over the plate. He came in with an ERA below 3. And he's shown this team why. Now, he hasn't been a strikeout pitcher. He came in with 19 strikeouts and 17 walks in over 48 innings. But today, completely different story. The walks are down, but the strikeouts are up.
Underneath. 2 down. Now just checking my radar here. We got a chance to have some nice rain very shortly.
Well, Roger, looking at his ever-present, trusty, multi-directional radar, thinks we got a little less than a half hour.
Well, I called Roger this morning and asked him, Roger, I said, I checked my radar, and there was a big front coming in, but fortunately it went north. It looked like it was coming right to Chicago, but it went north. And he called it right on the money. He says, we're going to be all right. He said, if we get late in the afternoon, yeah, he says, we got a chance to have a monsoon. Adam can't get it. He's 1 for 3. He had an infield single back in the 3rd inning. That's a good try by Gibson's been impressive. Moving it. Working both sides of the plate, changing speeds.
Well, the new type of fastball that a lot of right-handers are using is throwing it right at the left-hand hitter's hip and having it come back over the plate. They give up on it. It's called third.
Well, you used to see a lot of left-handers who did that, even in my time frame. But not too many right-handers, because left-handers ball move more than right-handers. That was a Whitey Ford strikeout pitch to strong right-handed hitters. Throw it right at your front hip, and all of a sudden you pull your hands up, and the umpire says, grab some bench. Chopper to Hopper. And that'll do it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Gibson.
At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-depth highlights, live look-ins, replay previews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet.
First pitch strike to Brian Dozier, who's had a good day. He's 2 for 4, a solo homer leading off the ball game, and then in the 7th, a 3-run shot. And if you are just tuning in and did not see them, poof.
Second one, the 3-run bomb, and for all practical purposes, they put it away.
He reminds me so much of Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich, for those of you who are too young to remember him, was the second baseman for Baltimore. Came up with the Orioles in their system and then went to the Angels and was a tremendous competitor and player. Hard-nosed. Woo.
Well, that describes Brian Dozier.
Yeah. He gone.
Looks like that's going to be it for Gibson as the Minnesota bullpen starts to work. And the sky's getting a little darker here at the old ball yard.
Here's Shane Robinson, 1 for 4, hit a little soft double into right field. And that started off that 4-run 4th, where we gave them 3 runs.
Stauffer and Dunsing. Stauffer, the right-hander on the left, and Dunsing, the left-hander on the right. Zach Duke and Zach Putnam.
Two and one. Down to third. 2 down. And that'll bring up Mauer.
Joe Mauer steps up. He's had a hitless day. Hit a line drive to center field in the 4th inning that Adam Eaton could not corral. Turned into an E8, leading to a big 4-run 4th. Outfield playing a shade toward left center field for Joe Mauer. Dan Jennings in his 2nd inning of work. And throws a breaking ball for a strike. That one evens the count at 1-1. For the Twins, 8-9, and they played an errorless game. The Sox managed only 4 hits against Gibson, 1-4 and 1 error. That one misses low and away. Sox have a very tough road trip starting tomorrow in Toronto. And that road trip is going to kick off with Hector Noese against Drew Hutchinson on Monday night. Tuesday night, Johnny Danks against the knuckleballer R.A. Dickey. On Wednesday, Jeff Samardzija against Marco Estrada. Then it's on to Baltimore for a makeup doubleheader before heading to Houston and taking on the red-hot Astros for 3, and then it's on to Texas. As Mauer stays alive and the count stays at 2-2. Now that Wednesday game, which was originally on your schedule, if you have one, as a night game, has been changed. It's going to start at 11:37 Central Time Wednesday afternoon to accommodate the doubleheader in Baltimore. He threw a fastball by him, and so that's it. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning with a whole lot of work to do. Come from yesterday, a beautiful ceremony on the retirement of Paul Konerko's number 14. He took that walk in from center field, got a huge round of applause, and then his family was here to see the 14 displayed between Aparicio and Lyons. A thank you from everybody associated with the Chicago White Sox, and Paul reciprocated the love that the fans gave to him by expressing his feelings about what they meant to him all those years.
And here is Melky Cabrera taking first pitch strike from Brian Dunsing.
Dunsing on to wrap it up, on for the 16th time. He's 2-0. His ERA is high, very high. But what a job by Gibson. He went 8 innings, gave up a run on 4 hits, walked just 1, hit 1, and struck out 8.
Well, he was in complete command of our guys all day.
Yeah, that was an impressive outing.
The ball hit hard by Cabrera once again. I'll tell you. Meanwhile, 1 out, and here is... Watch this home run right here. Look at this pitch where it is by Abreu.
That wasn't even a mistake. I mean, normally you say, well, that it's a home run. Okay, so that's the one mistake he made. But that wasn't a mistake. That pitch was off the plate. It was a good pitch. Just went out of the park.
It's one of those pitches when you're having your side down at the bullpen, the pitching coach says, now that's where you got to throw Abreu right
Exactly it.
Giovanni Soto on deck to get in at bat. Eduardo. So 2 down, and here's Gio. Hitting for Adam. LaRoche 0 for 3 today. And he takes first pitch strike. That's low. That's over. So, not a good homestand for our guys. The defense really was El Stinko.
Defense was not good. Offense has not been good, and it all mixes together to see a homestand that winds up at 2-5. Very disappointing, coming off a real good road trip, and now heading on to a most difficult road trip.
All right, let's check out our players, co-players of the game. It is Kyle Gibson, the pitcher, and Brian Dozier, a couple of homers, 4 RBIs, our players of the game. So for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Jim Angio, our producer, Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager extraordinaire, Mark Harper, for the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, also for Mike Mayer, Frank Amato, Paul Carey, Doug Bullard. And for the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., this is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sports.